Hello there, and we are live. See ya, ladies and gentlemen. See, it's another one. It's the Real Talk Premiership preview show with Ola of the Fight Week. Yeah, see, you guys know whenever me and this guy, is around here, it's always chill and positive vibes. No other crew do positive vibes than me and Ola. You know what? Yeah, so I'll be forced to name the show the 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 Ola and Cloud show. Very very soon.
Yeah,
Ola, you're welcome to the show, man.
yeah, man, I'm doing good, man. Thank you so much for having me, bro. I see
Yeah,
the
man.
chat's going mad right now. Salute to everybody in the chat. I'm getting a lot of
Mm,
love. Uh,
mm.
yeah, man, big up to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today. And yeah, it's gonna, we're here to talk about a massive game. Um, I mean,
It doesn't get better than this, bro.
this game hasn't
It
had an
doesn't get better
indication.
than this.
It's crazy. It's
Mm,
crazy. I'm
mm.
looking
It
forward to
doesn't
it.
get better than this. And Ola, you know what? Yeah, even you two, you're having a very, very, very wonderful reception down here. They love you down here, man. See, just look at the first comment. They are waiting on you. Tony and Ola, big up. Trust the project. See, Ola, are you trusting the project right now?
We are starting to believe. We are starting to believe. Yeah, He's turning me to a believer, but we're
It's turning
halfway
into
there.
a believer, right?
Everything
Ola,
I'm asking for, they are giving to me. They are giving to me.
they're
So
giving to you, right? See, Ola,
so
yeah,
far,
see. Why I asked you that question, it's a very strategic one. Me and you have been at the back end of actually me and you have been big critics. Not
yes,
maybe of the club, but maybe of our the one that I know me and you have done together. It's
yes.
mostly because of our transfer
Transfer dealings.
window. Our
Yeah.
transfer window has been shambolic
Mm,
in the past. And of course, in the first 2 weeks of January, me
mm.
and you were actually clamoring and having our hands to our head. But
Yeah.
you know what? Yeah, we have to talk about this because in our match analysis, we have to bring in Trossard into the picture. This is something totally different. See,
Yep.
Tresson came in. See, Edu was on demon time. For like 30 hours straight, this guy has been on demon time,
What
moving
took him so long?
everywhere, being
What took
I'm
him so
telling
long?
you, man, this guy came from nowhere, became a demon, and started, throwing the papers and the checks here and there, bringing interest on, closing on a deal with Jakub Kiwior, the Polish international. And again, he has also decided to challenge God himself by going to to go ask and knock on the door of Real Madrid to bring in Camavinga from Real Madrid. Ola, take us through these transfers, man, and what you think.
The transfers, especially the Jakub Kivior. I've been learning how to
Mm,
pronounce his name.
yeah,
I've been
Kiwior.
doing my
Yeah.
due diligence, people. Yeah,
Mm,
especially
mm.
especially on his missus. I've been doing my due diligence,
Guys,
people.
Ola is cooking. It's cooking. It's cooking. It's cooking, guys.
Especially on his missus. You know what I mean? I'm
I'm
doing my
telling
due
you, bro.
diligence on that. But I've been learning how to pronounce his name.
Don't allow your missus hear that, bro.
Oh, bro. Hey, listen,
You know you have a dinner soon.
hey,
You have
listen,
a dinner soon. I
this
don't
is
want to hear
this
any
is
problems, man.
Tony, let me tell you, this is an Arsenal player. I will support them
Ah,
and their wives and their families, my brother.
exactly.
Let
The
me
wax
support
too. The
everything they're
wax
doing.
too.
So,
Wax life matter. Wax life matter,
exactly, wife lives matter.
Yeah.
But look,
Mm.
let's tell the truth, right?
Mm.
The whole Mudryk situation, it kind of left a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth. I watched him play
Hmm.
today against Liverpool, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. I wish we got him. Right?
Hmm.
That's just
Hmm.
me saying,
Okay.
just based on the little bit that I saw. And
Yeah.
this guy hasn't played since November. And if he hasn't played since November and look like how we did today, imagine when he gets match fit, match sharp,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
and gets the whole rhythm of the team that
Hmm.
he's playing with. And I think he could have
True.
really done well under a manager like Arteta as to
Yeah.
as to what's the brother down at Chelsea's name, Graham Potter.
Graham
That's
Potter.
Graham Potter. So I feel like maybe he might have benefited. But look, it's up to Mudryk, and he said in his own words, or a word that was made up for him, that the project at Chelsea is more interesting to him. So good luck to him. He's
Good
gone,
luck to him.
and I'm not crying over
In
that
a
spilt
mid-table
milk
class.
anymore. But I just wanted to tell you the truth, how I felt when I saw him today. I would have loved to have him, but good luck to him. But we now have a player in Lisandro Trossard. Now Trossard, he got picked up for a very, very nice price. I believe the price was good for the experience that he has in the Premier League. And this is one thing that me and you, we've been talking about during this whole transfer window, that I've said to you, please buy a player from the Premier League that can hit the ground running. I don't want no acclimatation period. I don't want none of that bedding in period. Hit the ground running.
Running. I think Jess Collins in one of his shows I've talked about Trossard. I don't know, but I think it's Jess Collins that was talking about it. I can't really remember, but I know Jess Collins was talking about Trossard.
Yeah,
I mean,
Jez,
even before the signing,
a
Jess
lot of
was
these guys
always
have been
talking about
it.
Trossard. So hats off to Jess Collins. I don't know where he is now, but hats off to him anyway. Yeah, you were saying something.
Yeah, and like Craig agrees with me there. Mudryk did look quality when he came on. I can't lie. Look, if I said, "Oh, he's shit" and this and that, I'll just be a hater. That's just me hating. You know what I mean? But I pride myself on coming on platforms like yours and really giving people my true train of thought and my true thinking and true opinion on things.
True
And
opinion.
if it'd be disingenuous of me to come on here and say, "Oh yeah, he looked rubbish, this, that, and the other, whatever." But I'm not gonna do that. The guy looked really, really good when he came on, and I just wish, maybe he had the red colors on. But he's gone. We can't do nothing about it. But we do have Trossard, and we know what Trossard can do in this Premier League. We've seen him time and time again. We know his quality. We know you don't need compilation videos.
You don't need it. You know what he brings
about.
to the table. You know what he brings to the table.
You don't need compilation videos to know what Trossard is about. And this is what
I have all these statistics in the back of my head, like bullets running through my head, just like a rotisserie chicken.
We will unleash you in a minute.
This guy has scored against at least up to 5 of the traditional top 4. Top 5, top 4, anyone you want, top 6, anyone you want to call them. This guy has scored at least 13 goals. Probably last season or in the season that he is played in a Brighton shirt. He scored against Man City. He scored against Arsenal Football Club, of course, have to be at the back end of that too. He scored against Tottenham Sports. He scored against Liverpool. This guy has scored against the traditional 4. He's a big game player.
It really is. I agree with you 100%. He's a big game player. He's a player that relishes all those big games. And he's a player that I think, remember when I said this the last time when I was on this show, that we need a player that can help us push on the Europa League side of things, because people aren't really just so fixated on the Premier League so mad. People just want to win the Premier League. But I think our club could be looking at both. I really remember when we done the FA Cup preview. We did the FA Cup preview against Oxford,
sure.
And I said to you, I want to beat Oxford, but I don't mind if we exited the competition. Against the big side, like a Man City. Then I'll be like, you know what, we're done with that. Now we got 2 competitions to fight on. Now the only thing was I didn't want to lose against Oxford, so we're going against.
That was because we didn't have the personnel to actually do the job. That's why. In a case where we have the personnel to do the job and to carry out all these hit jobs everywhere in Europe at the FA Cup and also, bumper to bumper with Man City in the league, we need a large squad depth. So it's even because of the squad depth that you even have to even alter that. Normally, we need trophies on all fronts. And if we don't have the resources to do them, then that's when you start thinking of going out of those competitions. But right now, Ola, even you can't deny this, that our squad depth it's taking shape. It's taking shape.
Yeah, he's looking good. The squad depth is looking good. You know, I
Mm.
tweeted and I put on my story that they said we didn't have no depth. You know, they were talking about our depth. They said we didn't have no depth. And I said, we got Gus. We got Gus right now, bro. You know what I mean? That's what we're
Yeah,
working with. You know, and they're going to feel us in
What
this
took
league, man.
what took Edu so long? See, I know we have
They're
to,
going to feel us.
around him and praise him for going on demon time for about 45 hours, but still, what took you so long?
I wanted to see.
This is what Arsenal fans have been clamoring. See, do you know what, Ola, yeah? Even if we miss out, even if, just listen to this train of thought, even if we miss out winning this Premier League this season, and Arsenal have actually brought in these people, this squad depth, at least we know where the problem is, right? We know it's not the problem of transfer, so we cannot blame the Cronkies for it anyway. So we know where to channel our problems, and where the problems will actually lie. It will now lie with Mikel Arteta, definitely, because we cannot say they've not backed him in the market previously, bringing in Gabriel Jesus, bringing in Zinchenko, backed him heavily in doing that. And again, they're backing him again, bringing in a defender from Spezia who has 9 caps for Poland. That guy is good. He could also play in the central defensive area also, as well as a left-sided centre back. So do you know what that means? It's bye-bye to Holding. I don't want to see him in our football club again. At least that threat has been nullified. If that guy Jakub comes in, it's a good one. And you know what? Yeah, I've always had problems with Gabriel not having competition, because when Gabriel looks at that bench and he sees Rob Holding down there, he'll be like,
it's comfortable. It feels
it's
comfortable.
It feels comfortable. But when he looks at a Polish guy who's sitting down there, someone who's played in the Italian league for Spezia, who has 9 caps for Poland, he'll start to think. And who's 6 foot plus too, and who also can double as a central defensive midfielder.
And is a ball playing centre back.
Is a ball playing. Oh my God! Yeah. So what do you think about Kiwior? Have you seen him play? Have you seen most of his mashup videos?
and again, I say to everybody, if you don't play in the Premier League, this is just me. I'm not. Please don't hold this against me. This is just me. It's just how I am, because I got a lot going on myself. If you don't play in the Premier League, I ain't watching you, and I don't care what you've really done until you put my shirt on. You see, when you wear my shirt with that cannon on the chest, that heavy shirt, that heavy
exactly
badge,
right.
That badge is so heavy. Yeah, when you wear
it's cooking, guys. It's cooking. It's cooking.
You know, that shirt hit different, man. You know what I mean? It feels different when you wear it, because of the fans that you're serving, because of the club that you're serving. And when you turn up at my club and you wear that shirt, that's the only thing that I care about. That's
you better turn up. That's what it means. You better turn up. That's when
I'm really judging you. So I've not really watched what he's been doing. I've not really watched or kept an eye on what it's all about. I've read about it, and from everything that they've said, like I said at the top of the show, the most interesting fact about him is his twerking girlfriend. You know what I mean? I like that shit. I see that shit. I like it.
Exactly.
That's all. So until I see him put the shirt on for us, then I can start judging him.
Ola, I pray divorce papers doesn't touch you by tomorrow morning.
Don't worry about me.
That is my prayer, bro.
I'm telling you, listen, my wife is a Man United fan, right? Everybody that
yeah,
knows,
sure. So
she's a Man United fan,
and
and I'm trying to set up. I'm trying to draw enemy lines right now. I'm trying to draw the
exactly,
beef lines right now. It's
just draw the
beef
lines,
as we
yeah.
go in it tomorrow, man. There's Snow White
Exactly,
for us,
man.
man, bro. He's an Arsenal
See,
and United fan, man. It's craziness in my household.
Ola, you know what? Yeah, it's good you talked about craziness in the household because you know what? Yeah, at the Emirates tomorrow, this is a Premiership review show. It's going to be bonkers, not just craziness, but bonkers at the
Bonkers,
Emirates
yes.
at the carpet tomorrow. You know what? Yeah, we have a team who has been part of the Matrix. Part of the establishment, you know, the agents, the referees, everyone have been, on this people's side. Of course, yeah, one of the six goals that the Premiership, the FA came out to say that they cancelled, that was supposed to be a goal this season. What they told that to us during the World Cup, probably maybe strategically so that people will not have an uproar during that time. They said that Gabriel Martinelli's goal should have stood.
Should have stood,
Right?
yes.
Good. So now they're admitting that okay, something went wrong, and for some reason, Man United, were at the back end of that advantage. Just fast forward to that Man City game, Man City versus Manchester United. This guy's putting an offside goal, and it stood. It should have. See, these guys are at the back end of acrimonious advantages. The advantages these guys get is just horrible. And all of the fight week, yeah, I posted something today. I know you've seen it on my Instagram. That famous match, of course, Martin Known, where he considered a penalty, and the antics of Van Nistelrooy that day. Even Vieira didn't even touch this guy, and they gave Vieira his matching orders. Manchester United have been on the back end of lots of advantages, a lot of privileges. Ola, do you think that tomorrow that the matrix will strike if Arsenal don't get their acts properly and if we don't score tomorrow with our chances that we're going to get? Do you think refereeing and VAR will have a role to play before we get into the specifics of the matchup? Because this is a very important part of this fixture, because Arsenal have been on the back end of lots of disastrous officiating in this match. So what do you think?
When you look at the way officials has been helping Manchester United, and look, I'm not going to take anything away from what Ten Hag has been doing. I think he's a fantastic coach, and I think he's done relatively well, very, very quickly. In transforming the look of Manchester. It's almost like giving them a new facelift. It's like they've had that Botox surgery.
That Botox shot, right?
Yeah, it's like they've had something, It's like they've got something. And
guys, Ola is cooking tonight. It's cooking. Man.
It's like they've had that, and they have a new look about them and about how they play and how they're approaching games. But then again, with that comes a little helping hand from VAR in terms of that game that we played against them. Because at that goal stood, who would I know? Maybe we'll still have been unbeaten in the league right now.
In the league, right? Yeah.
They're the only team we've lost to. And they've, by their own admission, said we got robbed. You know what I mean? And who knows if that goal hadn't been chalked off, the momentum that goal would have given us, and maybe
that goal would have given us, right? Yeah,
and maybe we would have got something out of Old Trafford. But I don't want to dwell on the past. What I really want to see is us handling our own business at home in front of our own fans. In front of our own fans, I need us to handle business. I need us to play how we really know we can play. How we've been playing all season. We've been playing on the front foot. We've been starting fast. Maybe apart from that Oxford game, but we've been starting really, really fast.
Really fast, right? Yeah.
We're catching a lot of teams out, and we're ending the games a lot earlier, where we just control most of the second half. So that's kind of been the theme and pattern of how we've been playing this season. And a lot of teams in the league can't cope with that. They can't deal with it. They don't see
They
They don't
can't
see it
deal with
coming.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So for me, I just think it's a weird one. We really need to just turn up, do what we know that that we can do, and not expect any kind of help. Actually,
Any kind of help, exactly.
expect the
Yeah,
referees and the officials to rob us.
to rob
So
us. Yeah, exactly. See, yeah, good. See, it's good me and you touch on all these other external factors before we get into the game itself. Yeah, see, Arsenal was given a fine of £40,000. They said that we couldn't control our crowd in that Oxford match. Like the
mm,
FA has been so. I don't know. They've been so hard on us. The way they're hitting us, bruv. They just give us a £40,000 tab for us to pay, saying that we couldn't control our players, probably because of that fracas that happened in that match. Good and see, it's okay. I'm all about open, open. Let's just be open about the whole thing. But in that match against, just fast forward it, yeah, to that match against Tottenham Hotspurs, yeah, Arsenal was on the back end of an attack on us. A player came from the stand with no security, just came in and kicked Ramsdale from the back. That was an attack. If
mhm.
if 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 it was in the real world, that would be an assault, right?
Of course,
It's an assault, yeah. So it's
yeah,
something that's punishable, right? Good
of
and okay.
course.
We've not heard from the FA about that.
Hmm.
Nothing. They've not said anything. Richarlison slapped Tomiyasu's hand away in the touchline.
Mm.
Richarlison also shrugged our
Ramsdale
goalkeeper Ramsdale on the
in the
face. At
face.
least he hit him a little bit on the face or
Mm.
something like that. Where
Yeah.
are the charges? Where are the charges for these guys? But so again, it's good we look into all these external factors because the way I'm looking at it, since Manchester United is bouncing back in a way. And we all know that they have agents in agents in this and officials in in that structure that really
Mm.
wants Manchester United to win. Sincerely, I'm really seeing Arsenal dropping serious points because of officiating and VAR in an intentional manner.
Mhm. Right. For me, I think you just have to. I don't know if anybody's heard that Tupac song called "Me Against the World."
Me
That's the
against the
mentality that
world.
we have to have right now. We have to have that siege mentality. We have to have
Hmm.
that me against the world mentality. We have
Yeah,
to we That's just how we have to operate. If we don't have
we
that
have to
mindset,
operate, right?
we are going to fall. We are going to fold if we don't have that mindset.
Mm.
We have to have that mindset, and that mindset is what's going to help us push all the way to the end of the season if we are to
Yeah.
achieve what we are setting out to achieve. Look, we might not win
Mm.
the title, right? We might not win the title, but I want us to put our best foot forward. I want us to, you
Exactly.
know, I want us to give a very, very good account of ourselves. And
Of
as long as
ourselves,
we do
right?
that, I'm fine. I'm fine because no one has got any divine right to win the Premier League. You know, of
Mm.
course, I'd love to win it, but I know
Yeah,
nobody, only
definitely.
one team can win it, right? But
Hmm.
as long as
Hmm.
we give a good account of ourselves and put our best foot forward and put our best efforts forward, I'm gonna be a happy guy. And I see in the chat over there,
Hmm.
big up the assembled. He said Wilson.
The
They,
assembled is here again. Big ups to
yeah,
the assembled, guys.
right. He says Wilson. They beat us
Hmm.
without Casemiro. Don't be fooled. And now, oh, I'm also here to say to you that they beat
Hmm.
us without Thomas Partey. I don't know if you've been
True.
seeing what Thomas Partey has been
True.
doing lately,
True.
So
The
now,
assembled, take that, take that,
yeah,
take that, and let it sink in. See, but Ola, yeah, we'll go into all those. See, we got all time, we got all night, bro. We got all night. See,
mm,
yeah, Ola, Manchester City play before us tomorrow, yeah? I think they're playing against Wolves, right? If I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
These guys have the chance of cutting our gap, that 8 point gap we've actually built, against them.
Mm-hmm.
They have the chance of cutting that gap into just 2 points tomorrow because it's back to back wins Our noisy neighbors went and shit in the church and completely gave them, dashed them a win. Good and okay, they are rivals. They ought not to give us anything. Good and okay, I really accept that. But again, if Manchester City win that matchup against Wolves tomorrow, just before Arsenal plays Manchester United, they will be 2 points behind Arsenal. Now, you know what, yeah? In a week where Arsenal,
Would there be 2 points or is
it
it
will
two
be two
points?
points. It will be 2 points. It will be two
All right.
points.
Mm.
It will be 2 points because right now Manchester City is in 42 points and
Okay.
Arsenal is in 47. So if they
47.
win, it's 45 points then. That it
Yeah.
shows it's just 2 points now. So
Yeah.
that gap will be
It's
cut
shrinking. It's shrinking fast.
extremely.
Mm.
It will be extremely cut down. So,
Mm.
but look at what I'm going to. Yeah, I'm
Mm.
going to that pressure machine right now. We know what the pressure is all about. Arsenal
Mm.
this season have shown that we could cope with that pressure. Of course, in the match against Brighton, we showed much stamina, temerity, and mental balance. But this is a different one.
Mm.
We have to make sure we maintain that balance against a certified team in the top four, a resurgent team in Manchester United, a team that we know that can be very, very frustrating when when they keep that low block. You saw how they defended properly against Manchester City. And again, this team also beat a legitimate boogie team in Manchester City, a team that everyone fear in the league. Ola, what do you think? Do you think that the pressure will tell on Arsenal tomorrow as we go into that crunch match against Manchester United?
There is one thing that I've really, really noticed about the players this season.
Hmm.
Um, it's them not being intimidated by any other team.
Yeah.
Even if even if we drop points or lose,
Hmm.
that intimidation, I don't see it in their play anymore.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
that will show you guys how direct we've been
Hmm.
when we're playing these games and we're attacking this opponent. We've been
Yeah.
so direct. Every time we
Hmm.
get the ball, I'm not seeing a lot of side to side window wiper football like we usually play. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing proper direct attacking football.
Hmm.
And that's what we've been doing all season. And I feel like if we do that against Manchester United, I feel like because they love that counter-attack stuff. That's how they beat
Yeah.
City. They love that counter-attack stuff. They'll never go direct with you because they
Hmm.
know their midfield is going to get overrun. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So the way our
Yeah.
midfield has been moving, they understand it. But now their midfield was a little bit more balanced
Hmm.
with Casemiro playing in there, and
Playing in there. Yeah.
this is where we got the luck of the rub, because had he been playing tomorrow, I will feel maybe there's going to be like a playing level field in terms of, all right, they got press resistance. Casemiro, we got press
Yeah.
resistance. Partey, but now they
Thomas
don't got that,
Partey.
and I feel like we can move Fred, because Fred is going to be the one that comes in for
Exactly,
him.
and Fred is not as flexible.
It's not
He
like
doesn't have the same kind of
Fred is not like that.
stamina that the Centurion Casemiro possesses in the middle of the park. Ola, of course, that takes us. Of course, this pressure question takes us into the tactics of the game because
Mm,
right now, with what's coming out from their camp and what we already know, Casemiro is out of this clash. Of course, he got that yellow card against Crystal Palace. See, yeah, Ola, what do you think will be the tactics, the makeshift tactics that Ten Hag would employ in this game? Because see, yeah, Casemiro, who has been one of the most best midfielders this season, entirely in the league this season, you have to give him his flowers. Yeah, coming in from Real Madrid, coming into Manchester United, slotting into that central defensive midfield area for Manchester United. And mind you, he was also replacing a big wig in terms of Paul Pogba, who left the club. Of course, he had bad performances towards the end of his gameplay season with Manchester United. But see, yeah, this is the bigger picture. Yeah, Casemiro has come in from Real Madrid, slot into that spot that Paul Pogba has made his own or has called his own for many years and actually made it his own and even turned it into something different, turned it into something new. The way it links up with all other midfielders in the middle of the park is unprecedented. Ola, in God's name, do you think that Casemiro's absent tomorrow, do, do you think it presents Arsenal uh, with a lot of with a more easier pedestal to win Manchester tomorrow in terms of our midfield play? There won't be anyone to break up Odegaard. There won't be anyone to break up Zaka when he decides to go on that Zaka boom. See, I don't really see anything happen in the middle of the park. What do you think?
Um, you're asking if we have an advantage if they got if with without Casemiro there,
Obviously,
and
obviously.
I would say unequivocally yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
We definitely have an advantage because when you look at what Casemiro has been doing for them this season,
Hmm.
it's been incredible. All you have to do
Sure.
is just go and watch the way he breaks the play and he finds the right people on the pitch to send
Yeah.
them on their way to do what they do. And Casemiro is so pivotal, so
Hmm.
important to how they play. And I know Ten Hag did say, yeah, we beat them without Casemiro. We can do it again. But at the time that they did that, we also didn't have Partey in the middle of the park,
Yeah, in the middle of the park. Yeah.
and we were unlucky with some of the decisions, and then again the triple substitution from Arteta didn't really go down well. A lot of people criticized it,
Yeah,
including
yeah, yeah,
myself.
yeah. I remember Jess said that he panicked.
Yeah, I thought he did.
Personally, I think he panicked a little bit. See, I'm the biggest Arteta supporter, but you know what? Yeah, I've never seen Mikel Arteta make a triple change ever.
To
Ever,
make a
ever,
triple change like
ever.
that
I've never seen him. In
was
fact, his changes come in the 70th minute, 65 minute. I've never seen this guy make triple changes. I really do think he panicked. He
mm,
choked, at that time. But again, he's a new manager, right? He has to learn. Even when
mm.
we were kids, trying to learn lots of stuff, we choke, we panic. So I can give him that. But Ola, you see, yeah, of course, you just give us that answer with this Casemiro thing.
Sorry, can I
But
add one more? Can I add one more
oh, good, good, good. Yeah,
to the
sure,
thing there?
sure.
The one player that I think could make a difference for Manchester United, and a lot of people aren't talking about it. Nobody's even. I've not heard this guy's name mentioned one time, and that's Aaron Wan-Bissaka because of
Hmm.
what the job that he could do on Martinelli. And I feel like if we don't get our act together and properly plan, and I mean this with everything,
Hmm.
I really don't think tomorrow's game is for Zinchenko. I think tomorrow's
Hmm.
game is for Kieran Tierney. And I only say this because he's got that serious partnership with Martinelli. They're so telepathic, the way that they move, because with Zinchenko, he comes on the inside. He doesn't go on the
Yeah,
overlap. And that
yeah.
way, it makes Martinelli almost vulnerable to be isolated. And if you
To
leave
be
Martinelli
isolated, right?
one-on-one with someone like Wan-Bissaka, who, for me, in my eyes, in my humble opinion, is
Yeah.
probably the best one-on-one last-ditch tackler in the league. This guy's last-ditch tackle,
Yeah.
nothing comes any close to it. No, I don't think
Yeah.
anyone
Sure.
in the league even comes close to it. He's so good
Sure.
at it. So
Sure.
good. So we're going to need someone like a Tierney, Kieran Tierney coming, and then it would give at least that overlap, which would then mean Wan-Bissaka has to make a decision.
Has to
Right?
make a decision, right?
Who
Yeah,
to go with.
but again,
with
Ola, are you also
Zinchenko,
checking the other side of the whole thing? These guys are
please.
going to be missing. These guys are also going to be missing Casemiro also.
Right.
They
Yeah.
might decide to actually choke that midfield. And me and you know that Zichenko actually makes those little trips down the midfield to actually help show up that midfield too,
Yeah.
gives it a little bit of shape,
Yeah.
create multiple numbers in that midfield to spread the play and give our midfield players lots of options to explore.
Mm-hmm.
Partey could be shipped forward. Zaka can actually make those deep runs and dashing moves upward. So because I do think that Casemiro will be out he's already out of this game, they might decide to just choke and clog that midfield. And again, I don't want our midfield to be overrun because you know what? Arsenal plays this high line. Remember what happened. Remember
Which
what
is
happened at
why,
Old Trafford. When you keep
which,
that high line, when you keep
mm-hmm.
that high line, or like you of all people, you know you have to choke that midfield so that
Yeah.
when all these players press forward, we have someone who would be in that midfield to actually help us
Of course.
connect the dots within that
Of
midfield.
course.
And that's what Zinchenko brings in. He chokes that midfield in a way because he's a natural midfielder himself. You know that,
Yes.
right, Ola?
Yes.
So
Yes.
again,
Yes.
it's the best of two worlds. So it
I
depends
agree.
on which one we believe is the biggest fear factor.
Hey, Tony, this is why we don't get paid 10 million a year to do this job. This is a very good headache for Arteta, right?
Exactly.
we don't get paid 10 million a year to do this, So
Exactly.
it's a
Exactly.
big headache because when you look at that side, that flip of the coin that you just said, that the other side of the
Yeah.
coin, it works, and it's a very, very
because
good
they will choke the
strategy.
midfield because Casemiro is not there, and none of the players
that
there
could take
have
the
the
game
same
away.
power and stamina that this guy have. So they will overcompensate for his loss with multiple players in that midfield.
Yeah.
They might want to show it up with McTominay in a way and Fred in a way that might not be so cool. Ericsson will also have a shout down there too. So I don't know. They might not
I agree.
decide to play a low block in between that central defensive area, which connects to their defensive play, and they might keep a low block too. And when Manchester United decides to keep a low block, it's a total low block. See what happened against Man City. So you need that extra man in that midfield, and Zinchenko somehow sometimes he just drifts into that midfield position and helps out.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm reading what the assembly said here again, that Martinelli might not even start, and it might face Sterling first. And I agree with you. There's so many different ways that this, and isn't it nice? Isn't it nice that for once we are sat here talking different strategies of possibly beating Manchester United and being confident about it. And this is one thing as Arsenal fans that we've always wanted. This is all we've asked for.
Sure.
This is all we want. It's all we've asked for. It's all we've been doing. And it's all we've been campaigning for. And big up Iria Gbonsei, DJ Gatti. Salute to you, brother.
DJ Gatti, my guy. That's my guy, you're my Niger brother. Yeah, that's my guy, DJ Gatti. Got love for me like mad, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So times like this is why it's good to be an Arsenal fan. We've been suffering for a long time. We've been suffering for a long time, and here we are. We have all different kind of ways, all different kind of method to skin this cat that's called Manchester United.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This cat that's called Manchester United. There's plenty of
guys. Yeah, I wanna give a big shout out to this guy. I've been trying to get this guy on my show.
Big up Oregon
because I follow his channel. And I like what he does, And again, the guy's football IQ, I like it. I see him when he talks about football online. I just really wanted this guy to at least come to my shows, because I like his input. And it's not a person than the Oregon Gooner. Big up to you, my guy. And you know what? Yeah, for some reason, he just gave us $2. Oregon Goon. Big ups to you. I got love for you, man. That's why I follow you on your channel, and I follow you on whatever you do too. And we're also members, of Jesse's crew. So of course, big ups to you, Oregon. Miss Melina in the chat. Big ups to you, Princess Adora, my baby.
Yes.
What's up with you? She said, "Well done, guys."
Yeah, man. Big up, Princess
big ups
Adora.
To you, Princess Adora. Yeah, big ups to you. See, Ola. See. we have a more bigger fish to fry. Yeah.
Mm.
Uh, see, Manchester United, 39 points, 19 games. These guys have considered 22 goals. Yeah. And they've also put in 30 goals. That's eight is the difference. Yeah. So, in as
Mhm.
much as they've scored goals this season, they've
Mm.
also shipped in goals. So it shows that they still have the capacity and propensity to still ship in goals, technically, in a way. Do you think Arsenal have enough to actually overrun this guy's defense in any way? Of course, Saka coming from from the right, Martinelli from the left, and again Eddie Nketiah. He has see if there's any time he has anything to prove. Ola, it's this time. It's tomorrow. He has to prove himself tomorrow because you know what? Yeah, there's someone at his back right now who can actually play all formations in that front three. In that Arsenal front three, he can play on the left, he can play on the right, he can come in, you can tuck him just in between, just before the striker, after the main striker. He does everything, and that's Trossard. They will be waiting, and he's eligible for this game.
Yeah.
Ola, do you think Arsenal can be able to somehow, for some reason, magically destroy Manchester United's defense or cause problems for them?
I'm expecting that. I'm not just
Mm,
expecting it. I'm hoping it. I'm not just hoping it. I want it, and I'm not
mm,
just wanting it. I'm wishing it into existence. Yeah.
exactly.
So
Exactly.
all of these things, inshallah, I'm
By
praying.
the grace of God.
I'm praying to whatever God that you pray to, by the grace of
Mm,
God,
mm,
inshallah, I'm praying. You pray to whatever God you're praying to the
yeah.
football gods.
Mm,
I hope we're able to destroy that defense because we need those points. We need those
yeah.
3 points. It's very important for us to keep that pressure because every time City play ahead of us and they go and get some kind of result, we have to
Yeah.
match that result. We have to match
Yeah.
that energy or even do better
Mm,
just in case they
mm,
drop points, you know.
true.
And if they drop points, we got to be taking advantage. And that is
Yeah.
the one thing that I would say over the last God knows how long we've not
Yeah.
been doing so well. It's
True.
taking advantage of teams that are in and around us dropping
Yeah.
points. We never
True.
capitalize on it, but we've been doing that relatively well this
Hmm.
season, and
Yeah.
long may it continue.
Long may it continue, right? See, but again, I want to go into a little, I want to tweak your brain, tweak your
Mm,
mind a little bit about the tactics that will come
mhm.
into this match. Let's look into that Saka area. See, there will be a key battle between Shaw and Bukayo Saka in any way, whether we like it or not. That must happen tomorrow. It's a big must.
Is
So,
Shaw
yeah,
not
see,
playing centre back? He's been playing centre back for them.
yeah, he's been playing centre back too. Yeah, 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 that's true. And of course, in that last match, he played, centre back in a good way. But again, he also played centre back. I think he played it against Man City too.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he played centre back. But again, it depends on what
I
they're gonna
mean,
do because I'm hearing
hold
that
on, Tony.
Malasia is
Tony, let me
injured.
just say this quickly to you. Yeah,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
does that spell for someone like Maguire if a left back is getting
shit.
into your own position over you and you're the captain?
Over you, and you're the
It should
captain of the
work.
club.
If he has any pride, if this guy has any pride, you take your bag and you say, Manchester United, tear
Thank
my
you.
contract. This is a
Bye.
disgrace. You are treating me like this, like a
Yeah.
houseboy.
It's
This is what
oh my
Maguire should have been
god.
saying to these guys. That you guys are
Jesus
treating me. You
Christ.
know what? I'm done. I'm going. Look, I'm taking my bag and I'm gone. I'm gone. And look,
Mm,
it's not doing that.
mm.
And look, Shaw's done
But
it.
again,
He's done a
he,
good job
he
for them so
laid
far.
his bed. He laid his bed. He couldn't adapt to the new status quo in which Ten Hag brought in. And see, yeah, Ten Hag is a very ruthless boss. That's the kind of boss I like. I like him.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
ruthless.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
like
yeah.
ruthless. I like ruthless coaches because they don't have time for jokes. Once you mess up, bye bye. We bring in a player that can do it. And of course, he brought in Martinez to do that job. But again, Martinez should be playing in the middle of the park, right? Varane
Mm,
should also be playing in the middle of the park. That's why I'm thinking that
yeah.
Shaw might be moved to that place, because there's no how that we keep Varane on the bench. There's no how that we keep Martinez on the bench. Or am I speaking nonsense?
It's a difficult one to call because of the last 2-3 games that they've been involved in. They've played Shaw there and they've won them games. Well, they dropped points against Palace, but
Yeah.
really and truly, that was nothing to do with Shaw. It was just a crazy free kick that went
Crazy
in the
free
last
kick, right?
in the last
Yeah,
second.
yeah,
So that got nothing to do with
definitely.
Luke Shaw. So when you look at it, it's a because he's been doing so well for them. And if you want to praise Erik ten Hag on the way he approaches his game and
Yeah.
and credit his meritocracy, then you
Hmm.
will say if Shaw's been doing well for them, why drop him? Do you see what I'm saying? Salam
Yeah,
alaikum wa
exactly.
rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Tayyib Hussein. I am
Taib
from
saying, he
Nigeria.
says Allah is cooking. Allah is cooking jollof rice. See, yeah, we have the assembled here. He says something here. He says, I don't believe in this process, as the player Arsenal should have is at Chelsea. Trossard is cheaper option that makes sense, but long term, no. Remember Cedric, the sensible option. Yeah, the assemble. I think you're very harsh on this Trossard guy. For me, you know what? Yeah, this Mudryk is a 90 million play, almost 100 million. See, it's too huge. See, if you're a 100 million player, you better be giving me the vibes of Mbappe. You have to be giving me the vibes of a Nima, because see, you're apart. You're apart with them. You have to be scoring goals like them. You have to
You
be
better hit
bringing
the
in
ground
much.
running.
You have to hit the ground running. You know what? Yeah, Mudryk doesn't have the luxury of not scoring in 6 games. If he was a 40 million player, if he was a 40 million player, 50 million player, he'll be given time to adapt. See, even Nunes is being called a flop. I had a Liverpool watch along today for Chelsea Liverpool today.
Mm.
I had Liverpool fans here with me. They were calling for the head of Nunes, who just came in. I've forgotten how much the exact figures they brought him in for, but it's nothing. It's nothing to compare Mudryk. Now, imagine this is his first season, and this is how they are treating Nunes right now. They've called him and labeled him a flop, and he has scored nothing less than at least 7 to 8 goals this season. Now, imagine 100 million player with impatient Chelsea fans on his neck. Now, imagine this guy goes 7 games. Good. Maybe he puts on performances but doesn't score goals at the end of the game.
Mm.
What happens? He will be in for big pressure, big abuses, big curses. Because fan bases are fickle. Once you don't score in these games and you're a 100 million player and you have that pressure on you, that's the end. So I'm really thinking that we dodged the bullet. Yeah, I saw his gameplay with Chelsea today. It's quite good. It's okay. But you know what? Yeah, you're playing with the big boys. I saw a particular tackle that Milner gave to that guy today. That's just a wake up call. What if this guy gets injured in a way? It's a 100 million player. He's playing with the big boys. I don't think these defenders will just be there and want him to use to use them like like a rag. They'll put in those tackles. Injuries might come. What if he doesn't score in 6 games? What happens? And the fan base start cursing and abusing him and call him a flop.
And
Just
I'll,
look at
and,
what they did to
and I'll
Nunes.
add one more thing to that as well, Tony. I really don't see £100 million player that's not played in the Premier League before, got no Premier League experience, and costing that much money
Hmm.
playing in front of Martinelli. Now, how are you going to go and buy £100 million backup player to Martinelli? So
Exactly.
for
You
me,
keep him in the bench.
yeah,
You
none
keep
of it
him.
makes sense because
It's
Martinelli
true.
is a starter for me. If he's fit, he
True.
starts. As far as I'm concerned,
True.
from what I've seen, and like I said, I've only
Hmm.
seen what Martinelli can do. I've judged what Martinelli can do. You know why? Because he plays in the Premier League and he wears my shirt, right? That's why I'm able to do
True.
that. Mudryk,
Hmm.
I have no idea what he's dealing with. I have no idea what his game is. I don't know if he's going to hit the ground running. I don't know if we can, that
And
that
it's
that
too
bedding
early. It's
period.
too early. Everyone are all praising him here. It's too early. It's just 1 game and he did not score a goal. It's too early. Don't put pressure on the kid. It's too early. We don't know what's going to happen. And again, you see the problems we have with all these 190 million signings here. Look at Pepe. Look at what happened. with Pepe. Just look at him, scoring goals everywhere in that Farmers League, coming into the league, and he can't even run with the ball for us. I wanted that guy shipped out in the first season he came in. For me, I didn't really like his input, to be very sincere with you. You know, because if you're a 70, 80 million player, see, you have to be scoring 20 goals for me. I don't care who you are. You have to be scoring 20 goals, 18, 15 goals. I'm that ruthless. If you're not scoring those goals, then there's no business with you being 100 million player. So if Mudryk is there, good and okay. Be 100 million player, but make sure you score 20, 15 goals for them this season. If you're not,
defend Pepe?
Well, my bro, you can defend him, but I like that Mikel Arteta shipped him off to France where he deserves to play. He's a good brother, don't get me wrong, you know. Of course, he's a black brother and everything, but see, this is football. If you're not doing good,
give me 1 second.
Go to France where you can play. Yeah? I don't want him here. Yeah.
At this moment in time, it looks like you're getting your wish. Anyways, it looks like you've got your wish.
Yes.
Because Pepe's number has now been given to Trossard, right? So Pepe is no longer getting that number back. So that's number one. It looks like he's going to be on his way out. So but in my opinion, I've always rated Pepe. I like the way he plays, but the way and his style of play does not suit the system and the style of play that Arteta wants to play, which will then make Pepe look like half the player that he is, right? But when I know you said Farmers League, and I get it, because any league that's not really in the Premier League, maybe I'll rate the Italian league. Maybe La Liga is not even that strong neither. Like, you know what I mean? All these other league, they're not really there.
All those things are excuses. Just take Eddie Howe's cue. Take a cue with Eddie Howe, yeah? Joe Linton, angry footballer. Before Eddie Howe came in, angry. You see, that guy doesn't play with smile. That guy never smiles. Joe Linton, he never smiles. But go look at that player right now.
Yeah, but they changed his position.
He's not a 70 million player. He's enjoying his football.
Though. He's not playing up top. He's not playing up top. They bought him as a striker.
Good, but he's scoring goals now. He's playing now. He's scoring goals. He's enjoying his game. Look at Miguel Almiron, a very average player. Totally average player. Nothing within that price tag of Pepe. And Eddie Howe comes in, transforms this guy into a goal beast.
And the Pepe deal as well. Let's not forget, Don Raul stole a big chunk of money.
Exactly, criminal.
So Pepe is not no 70 million pound player. You know,
he's no 70 million pound player.
He was never no 70 million pound player. You know?
I was so happy when we shipped him off. I like the brother as a guy. You know, I heard he's a very, very good guy. You know, but apart from that, football, no. Let him go to Nice, enjoy it. I'm still wondering, it's still a loan. I need that loan to be permanent. I need him to stay there and enjoy his football. You know, not every player is suited for the Premiership. And that's why I like that ruthless attitude from Mikel Arteta. You're not good enough, go. All these players that are not good enough, I need them shipped out. People like Rob Holding, who is just okay with receiving a paycheck from Arsenal, I need them out. And that's why Jakub Kiwior is now here. So with this, I think a reset should come into the mind of Holding, and he can leave the club peacefully and respectfully. You know, all these guys, all these questionable characters, I need them off the club, and I need new players that will bring freshness into that Arsenal team. And Ola, that's what you've been clamoring for, right? It's what you've been clamoring for, right?
It's all I want. It's all I want. And look, we are just on the cusp of having, you know, a very, very balanced squad that's going to last us for years to come. We're not just talking about this season now. We're looking to build for now and beyond. And when you look at what they're putting together, you know, you can only be encouraged. You can only be encouraged. And I'll be honest with you. I wasn't happy at the start of the window because I expected from the 1st of January, me and you done
Me
the
and
season.
you, we were not both
Like
me and you.
all
No
I want to
sight in
see,
it.
1st of January, I want to see that yellow banner saying that Arsenal signed somebody. And then what happened with JoaoFelix happened. I was like, come on, Arsenal. All right, at least we got a chance now, a clear road now to go and get Mudryk.
And then Edu went on demon time.
Then he gets himself sent off for 3 games where Chelsea have to pay nearly 750 grand.
You don't want him again.
You know what I mean? And then they went and stole Mudryk. And I'm thinking to myself, Jesus Christ. Okay.
What's going on?
Can things get any worse?
Or something?
You know, can things get any worse? You know, but we are where we are. We've got the players that we're after now, and we're bringing in players. We're adding a little bit more depth to that squad. ESR is back. You've been mentioning and clamoring for ESR. He's back. We got Jesus. I'm liking the improvements that I'm seeing. In terms of
Jesus is 2 weeks away from coming back. But Ola, look at our bench. Yeah,
it's keeping up on the balls.
Ola, look at our bench. Yeah, in that bench that might play Manchester United tomorrow. Just take a look at it and tell me that's not depth. ESR is back from a long-term injury. He's been playing already in training. He's back. He will be sitting on that bench tomorrow. We have Trossard, who can play in all formations in the front 3. You can tuck him in behind. He can even play where Odegaard is playing right now. He can do that perfectly. This guy can play as a number 9, like a striker. Definitely. He can come in from the wings if you want him. Left, right, he's just that good. You can tuck him in a 2-striker pairing. This guy can do it. He can do everything around that striking front 3 as a 2-striker pairing and play behind the striker as a false 9. This guy can do it. Now that guy will be sitting in the bench tomorrow. Trossard. Now listen, Fabio Vieira on the bench, ESR on the bench, Trossard on the bench, El Neni, French players on the bench. Lokonga probably on the bench. Okay, good and okay. But we have at least 3 players that can at least come in technically and change the game.
You're not putting Robo in?
No. I don't want to see him in the football club again. He should go. No, Ola, but you have to be ruthless. No, I'm serious. Because these guys have cost us pain in the football club. They've cost us pain. It's true, Ola. These guys have cost us pain. The pain these guys have cost us. The acrimonious defending from Holding that cost us the Champions League. See, every Arsenal fan should be pained. So when you seeing us getting these defenders and bringing them in, like this guy from Spezia, this Polish international, that's what I want to see. I want to see those players that have ambition and that can genuinely be competition to Gabriel. Gabriel right now will be looking at that guy and say, you know what? Yeah, a top dog had just arrived. I have to step up. He knows if he messes up right now, he'll be replaced immediately. And of course, mikelarteta, he takes no prisoners. If he could deal with Aubameyang, who bailed him out in the FA Cup like that, trust me, he trust me, that guy will cut off anybody. I mean it, anybody, Ola. So Ola, back to my question. Do you think that bench right now, ESR, Trossard, Fabio Vieira, do you think that bench is worth squad depth to you? When you look at it, do you think it can strike fear into the heart of any team you're playing with in the Premiership?
I wouldn't go as far as saying strike fear. I wouldn't go as far as that, but I would say it's an upgrade. And it could still be better. It could still be better. And if we want to be honest with ourselves and look at where we're really going. When you look at our competitors at the upper echelon of the table and look at the strength that they get to bring off the bench, you start to think to yourself, okay, we need more. I still believe we need maybe 3 more in the summer. I'm not saying this January window, because we can't do everything this window. Yeah, but we can do enough to help us push over the line, which is what we're actively doing right now. And that's all I ask for. It's all I've asked for, and they're doing it. So big ups to them for that one.
Yeah.
We've seen the rumors of Kamavinga, but I think that rumor has been shut down dead now. whereby by
Mm.
Ancelotti and Fabrizio Romano. But I
Yeah.
also heard that they're looking at somebody, Fresneda. Fresneda, I've
Fred,
heard.
that deal for me personally, what I'm hearing, that deal has partially gone through. I heard is Ivan Fresnada will be playing his last game this weekend for them for Real
Yeah,
Valladolid.
yeah,
I heard that is the negotiators will also be coming to London to have a discussion with Arsenal.
right.
They've also lined up talks with Newcastle
Mm.
United. But again, the guy loves Arsenal. He wants to come to Arsenal. He has told his agent, "Get me that Arsenal deal." That's what he
So,
said to him.
so that would be good for us. But this Kamavinga thing is so significant for me. I'll tell you why.
Hmm.
The Kamavinga situation, if the rumors are true,
Hmm.
and we have indeed at least made some kind of inquiry or expressed some kind of interest,
Yeah, yeah.
it then shows me that they are really looking at bringing in a midfielder. They're not ignoring the fact that we
The
really need
fact.
that position covered, and that
Hmm.
to me tells me that okay, these guys, they are on our wavelength, on what on what we're
Yeah, on
thinking
what
as well,
we've been talking about. Yeah,
on what
yeah.
we're thinking. So it shows me that they understand that if Partey goes missing or gets injured, the drop off to Lokonga El Nene is too much, and we can't sustain the sort
We
of
can't
performances that
sustain with
we're
that.
going to need. So we're going to need
Hmm.
that, that a midfield general that can really give us close to, maybe not what Partey gives us, but at least close to what Partey gives us.
Yeah,
And I used to say, that is so unfair for Man City to take off Hondogan and be able to bring on a Fernandinho, or take off Foden and be able to bring on Grealish, or take off whoever's on the right and be able to bring on Mahrez. But
yeah.
you have to have quality in all these
Quality.
positions, in all the positions. And then, like you said about Gabriel, that when he looks behind him, he can see that whoever the person that's behind him is of proper
Exactly.
quality. And if
Proper
he doesn't buck
quality.
his ideas up, his position could be gone just like that, because those
Definitely.
guys will step up and perform.
Definitely. See, Ola, yeah. See, we have to go into this one, yeah. See, Crystal Palace got a draw, a very hard fought draw with Manchester United when they came in,
Oh,
when
big
Man
up
City came
Paddy,
to
Paddy,
town.
Paddy, Paddy. He's doing the Lord's work.
He's doing the Lord's work, right? Good and okay. Let's see how that Lord's work will help Arsenal. But I need you to answer this question, yeah, Ola. See, they played against Crystal Palace. It was a hard fought one. It was a draining one. You know what, yeah? When you come against a London team like Crystal Palace, you know it's going to be a physical one,
Yeah,
right?
of
Because
course.
you know the kind of players, the caliber of players you're playing against. You're playing against, see, even if they're the whipping boys right now in the last 5, 6 games of many other teams, Crystal Palace, they come with a punch. What I mean by a punch is that they have very, very physically draining players down there,
Mm,
strong, molded with stamina, forged, in iron and brimstone. These guys are hard to play against. So, see, and again, mind you, that was where they lost Casemiro, right? Good
mm-hmm.
and okay, that goes away. I heard that Malaysia has a knock down there. I heard that their striker, this guy, what's his name? The French guy, what's his name?
Martial.
Marshall. I heard that Marshall is out of that game. That's what's coming out from their camp right now.
Mm,
Yeah. And of course, Rashford is still carrying, it will still play, but he's still carrying that knock he got from Manchester City. But
mm.
you know what? Yeah, they played against these guys. Yeah. Just, they literally just have maybe like 3 days to recalibrate and have a little bit of fresh air. See, Ola, do you think that that's a blessing in disguise, that this team will be actually knackered when they come to town to face Arsenal tomorrow? Do you think we have that advantage in terms of we've had a week to really like play, enjoy training, have a little bit of fresh air, watch other people play, no pressure, just chill, while Manchester United was getting knackered and battered in Crystal Palace. Arsenal was just having a field day, enjoying the break. Do you think this will tell in this crunch game tomorrow?
Um, uh, it's a difficult one, because obviously, as a fan, you want to win every game, and
Hmm.
every advantage that you can get, you want to take it.
Hmm.
So in that way, yes. But at the same time, I also want to play the best version of them. So
Yeah.
we can, because at the end of the day, we are trying to match ourselves against the elite, right?
Hmm.
But that being said, that's their problem.
Yeah.
What they bring on the pitch and what they don't bring on the pitch, that's their problem. What
Yeah.
we need to focus on is what we're doing and what we're going to do.
True.
And as much as I like the fact that, you know what, all those players might be out and maybe some of the key players might be carrying injuries, that gives them an excuse if obviously the result doesn't go their way. But again, I
Hmm.
reiterate, that's their problem, not my
That's their
problem.
problem, right?
That's
That's their
their
problem.
problem. You know,
That's
that
their
gives them
problem.
an excuse, but that's their problem. As long
That's
as
their
we go
problem,
out
right? But
and we
but
handle
look at
business,
Oregon.
yeah,
Look at Oregon Gun here. See what he says here. He says, as long as Gabriel's bozo antics don't happen, we'll be good. That is referring to the mistakes of Gabriel, usually in the heart of the defense. But he
yep,
says we can't give up set pieces in our defensive third. Set pieces can
it's
hurt
right.
us, Imao. See, what do you think? I think that's a very
It's right.
smart statement from Oregon Gun.
Yeah,
What do
it's
you
right.
think?
It's
Mostly because
absolutely
of
spot
that
on.
set pieces. I genuinely fear for that. But what do you think?
I mean, look, Ericsson has been scoring set pieces in this Premier League for a long, long time, and
Hmm.
is a free kick specialist. They've got quite a few of them. They've got Bruno Fernandes there. He's also a free kick specialist. He knows how to bury them balls in the back of the net. We got one or two ourselves, at least one that we know of, and that's Odegaard. Odegaard can put those away too. But in my opinion, I believe what Oregon Gun said there is absolutely spot on. We can't give them too many situations, including set
Yeah.
pieces near our box. We can't do that because they always find these little ways of nicking results away from us. The one thing that's giving me that little bit of confidence is the fact that they haven't been to the Emirates and blow us away or get results over there, over
Over there, right?
in recent times. So it's
In
almost
recent
like a
times.
it's almost like a reverse sort of what's going on with us when we go to
Mm,
their ground. It's the same thing what's going on with them when they come to our ground. So when they come
yeah.
over to the Emirates, it don't matter how good they are, they don't seem to be able to get results. And it's one of the things that I'm kind of holding on to just so we could get a result. And
Just so we can get a result, right?
for
Good
me,
and okay.
one
See,
nil,
we are, yeah.
2-0, 10-9. Even if it's
I'll,
10, I don't care.
I'll come to your
2019.
prediction.
As long as we win that game tomorrow, I couldn't care less what the score
See,
line
I'll
is.
come to your
20,
predictions,
I
yeah,
don't care.
quite clearly because we have to rush this show now because you two, you have to, you have
Yeah, okay.
Madame duties today. So
Oh, yes, 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 yes,
it's
yes,
weekend,
please.
you know.
Please,
See,
because
Chris Moss says, yeah, Chris Moss, thank you for coming to the show. Oregon Goon, thank you for coming to the show. A new podcaster who does shows with me here now, Wilson Uhuane, who will be with me tomorrow when I welcome on Monday Juma from the Manchester United agenda, and my very good friend Anthony Herbert. They will be here for the post game show tomorrow. So you guys watch Wilson Ihuane. He's coming up here tomorrow. See, but Chris Moss, who is a good friend of my channel, says here, he says, I hear Man U scared and putting the butcher defensive midfield to try and eliminate Odegaard near cancel. See, yeah, if these guys put the butcher, of course, it's talking about Martinez. Of course, it doubles as a central defensive midfielder. Do
Mhm.
you think this guy has a chance against Odegaard in the middle of the
I
park?
mean, only time will tell. And I say that because I've not even seen Martinez really play since he came back from the World Cup. He's not had a
Hmm,
lot of minutes. So to go and
hmm.
put him in a midfield where potentially he'll have to work uh, even harder than he would have worked
But
playing in
it's the
centre
butcher,
back.
right? It's the butcher, right?
You know, the butcher might get butchered in the middle of that park if he's not careful. You know what I mean? The butcher might get butchered. So, if they want to play him there again,
Hmm, hmm.
I don't really want to swear on your show, but you know, if they want to play him there, that's their business.
Yeah.
I've been trying to be a good boy on your show, you know. So
I know.
because sometimes I get
Wọ́n ní pé
wild
butcher
with my
ni,
takes,
wọ́n ní
man. I
pé
get
butcher ni o, wọ́n ní pé butcher ni o, bàbá.
you know. So for me, I just think it it might be a bit too much. They might be asking too much of him.
Too much of him, yeah.
Because it's not really played since he come back from the World Cup, and that might just be a step too much. But look, I'm looking forward to this game tomorrow. It's a game that is really, really special in my household. It's really, really special.
Yeah,
for
because
me
I
and
know
my
your
wife and
wife
my
is
family.
a Manchester United fan. So,
Yes,
you know, to
so
bring the family together, but, you know, there'll be that competition down there,
of
right?
course. Of course, the competition is always there. The divide is there up until the final minutes, and after the final minutes, we all go out. We're going to have a nice meal, and we'll put it to one side. So, you know, hopefully, this is the last time that I see United this season. I want them to get knocked out of the Europa League before we get to them.
Before we get there,
I want them to
Barcelona
get
might help
knocked out
us
of
in
the
that
FA Cup
favor,
before we
right?
get to them. I don't want to see United again this season. So, but that's just me.
Yeah. See, Ola, what would be your prediction for this matchup? And again, secondly, another question: would you, at what time would you love to see Trossard come in to play this game? Because you know what, yeah, this guy doesn't need any adaptation period, and that's the see. Because Jess called this, you know, on one of his shows that he was calling for a Trossard signing. I think maybe it's when he came to my it was when he came to my channel. Just said, "See, we need this Trossard guy," and now I see the ramifications right now.
Yeah.
It's manifesting right now
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
this guy doesn't need any adaptation period. You know,
Mm.
he did ground running immediately, so it
Mm.
doesn't need to be, you know, brought in sparingly. He can go at it immediately. That's why it's a signing from the Premiership. See, Ola, at what time would you say, good, Trossard, you can get in at this time? What time would you look at it? And
Um,
of course,
I,
just
I'd like maybe a 65 to 70 minutes sort of sub
mm,
in and around that
mm,
time, so he
mm,
gets enough time to be able to affect the game. I don't want to see
mm,
no 2 minutes, 3 minutes, unless we're really winning the game by like 3-4 nil. Then
mm.
maybe. So you give him more time to kind of, you know, get with the team and know how the team operates and know
Operates, right?
the system, the
Mm.
iOS of
The
the operating
iOS, right?
the
The
iOS of
operating
the team.
system, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you can understand the iOS of the team. So when it gets all of that, when it gets all of that going, then we'll see a little bit more of him. But I'd say, depending on how the game is going, maybe 65 to 70 minutes just to give him time to really affect the game. And as for my prediction, I will say I'm going to go with 2-1. I'm going to go with 2-1
2-1.
because,
Okay, that's a
yes,
conservative score, right?
yeah, well, for me, I just think United, they always find that way, whether
Mm.
by counter-attack or by the help of the referee. They're going to get one. They're going to get one.
Yeah,
We have to be
yeah,
prepared for that. But
yeah.
we have to do enough to make sure that we win the game. And maybe scoring a couple goals past them would be enough to secure the 3 points. At the end of the day, that's all I'm interested in. But yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
to say 2-1.
2-1. See, yeah, guys, yeah, you can just comment in the chat and just let us know what you do think. And again, yeah, see, Ola, should Trossard be, because you know this guy can play in all three formations in that center forward area, and as a winger too, he can play in all forms.
Mm.
Which player do you think in that 65 minutes or 78 minutes that you've talked about, who do you think this guy should be replacing? Because this is a very, very big situation, because this will inform us who
Mm-hmm.
is who mikelarteta really thinks that Trossard is coming in to replace in the
Mm.
team. So it's very important because he can play several areas. in that front three. So,
Yeah.
do you think you should be getting off someone like maybe Martinelli because he plays from that angle also, or do you think, hey, Eddie Nketiah can go take the bench while Trossard come in? Who would be the ideal substitute for you in order to bring a Trossard into the game?
Okay. My train of thought here, and this is just only my thinking, people. So please bear with me and forgive me.
Yeah, sure.
I will say Eddie because
Okay.
he's the only striker we've had since the World Cup has come back. We've been playing him every game, even in the cup games. He's been playing every game because he's the only guy we got. For Martinelli, he's now got ESR that can come off the bench.
That can come off the bench, right?
Help him out, right?
Yeah.
So he's now got that. He's got ESR that can help him out. And on the flip side, you just said you just restricted it to Martinelli and
Eddie Nketiah.
Eddie, but it could be Saka. It could be Saka
too.
Like you said, he could play across the front three. Anywhere across the front three. So it could be Saka because Saka really don't have that player that can help him out in Marquinhos. Marquinhos is not trusted yet to be able to get off the bench and help out Saka in that way. So maybe for Saka, maybe someone like Vieira maybe can do that job. I don't know. But also that could also depend on who's having a rough game. So it might not necessarily be Eddie. It might be Martinelli that's not really getting that headway against, say, someone like Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Maybe he's giving him too much problem. And he said, all right, you know what? I'm going to bring a player that's two-footed. Yeah. And Wan-Bissaka don't even know which way this guy is going to turn. So it might be one of those situations. We just don't know. And ESR might just be might get taken off. I mean, ESR might get brought on. And we can push Eddie. I mean, we can push Martinelli to center forward and bring in Trossard on that side.
Yeah.
There's so many things that could happen, so many fluidity that could go on. But ideally, if say nothing wasn't going on for Eddie, I'll say maybe Eddie will be the guy. And
will be the guy,
He's played a lot of games as well from Christmas.
Ola, the last question, because I know I've bombarded you with questions here, bro. I want to use questions to hit you down, man. See, in Trossard and Eddie Nketiah, who is the better striker? Is Trossard an upgrade on Eddie Nketiah? Are they at par? And who would you be more confident about to lead the line for you in the absence of a Gabriel Jesus?
So far, like I always say, I've said it on this show so many times, I can only judge you when you've put that shirt on for me, and then I see what you're doing. So I'll have to go with Nketiah to answer your question, because I've seen Nketiah.
Are you serious?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Okay, and that's the why I need you to explain to me right now.
I'll tell you why. I'm one of Nketiah's big doubters, right?
Yeah.
Coming into Christmas period, I was doubting the hell out of this guy. Like, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? How are we going to cope in the absence of Jesus? But Nketiah has proved from what he's been saying, that give me a run of games and not just keep plucking me off the bench for 10 minutes, for 2 minutes, for this minute. Give me a run of games, and you can see
You can see.
Big
ups, Kyle. Kyle Wash Gunner. Big ups to you, man.
Salute to Kyle. You can see the true me. You can see what I really bring to the table. And so far, in all the games that he's played in, which one has he not scored in? Maybe the Tottenham game. But he put in a hell of a shift as well in that Tottenham game. So, and when we look at Jesus, a lot of people is giving him passes for not scoring, but the effort and the way he links up play within the team. So, if we're gonna give Jesus that kind of pass, I believe we have to extend that as well to Nketiah.
Yeah.
And I'll say this last piece here.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't see the true reflection of a player's abilities if he's not
Mm.
really getting the real amount of game time that he's supposed to
That's
get.
a yeah,
And
exactly.
with Nketiah getting this game time, is giving me the chance to really see what he really brings, what he really does. I'm not saying that he's worth the number 14 shirt. I'm not saying that he's worth the 100 grand that they're giving him. But what I am saying that he's worth is the effort that he's putting in the absence of Jesus, when everybody, including
Mm.
you, was losing
Yeah.
your bloody mind, saying, "What
True.
are we going to do? How are we going to survive?" But
True.
here we
I
are.
won't
He's
deny.
still up there, and he's helped the team to the best of his ability. And I'm a big critic of Nketiah. But
Yeah.
having seen what I've seen, and the way he's handled himself in those games that we've played up until now, I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing bad about him up
Yeah.
until you know, up until
Yeah.
maybe I see Trossard in a shirt and what he's bringing to the table.
And what he
But
brings to the table.
I can only go on what I've seen. And
On what
Nketiah
you've
is the one
seen,
that's
right?
Nketiah is the one
And
that's
Ola, see, yeah, that's a fair characterization of Eddie Nketiah, yeah. Of course, me and you here, we put our hand to our head and we were like, I remember the last show when me and you were together. Oh my god, I had to go back and watch that show again, man.
go back and
And so me and you were really like, are we actually praying for no
for
injury
for
to
Nketiah's
Eddie
safety,
Nketiah?
because he was like,
Oh
"Oh
my
my
god.
god, what if something happens to Nketiah?" Now, just take a look back at that show and look at how
Exactly.
concerned you were for Nketiah's safety.
For Nketiah's
And
safety,
that
yeah.
shows how important he's been for us. You
For
can't take
us,
that
right?
away from him.
Yeah,
He's
you
actually
can't take
putting
that
that in.
away. But Ola, yeah, see, yeah, I'ma have to defer with you
Mm,
with this Eddie Nketiah issue.
yeah.
Eddie Nketiah has been given lots of chances. I'm sorry to say, he's played in the Europa League last season. Of course, he got goals against Chelsea. But again, we
Uh,
gave him a chance to really like expand on that with
So
that
so
Chelsea
so this
goal
is
he
my
had.
rebuttal.
And
This is
no,
my
I've not
rebuttal.
finished. But I've not finished.
All right,
I've
I
not
got a
finished.
rebuttal for
He
you, but
also
please
had the
finish.
chance to also, uh, go into games like Tottenham Sports, get us a win down there, and at least let's get into Champions League. But again, it wasn't his fault. Listen, it wasn't his fault. But again, you're a striker. You have a say in changing the future and your lot as a striker in that football club.
Mm,
So it just really shows that it's not enough. And when you show that you're not enough, it means that the coach has to go and tap into the market. Trust me, if Eddie Nketiah was scoring 10, 15 goals, why would we go get a Trossard? We cannot just go and spend 25 million. Trust me, Arsenal is a very frugal club when it comes to spending. You can't tell me these guys will go and give 20, 25 million pounds for a Trossard if Eddie Nketiah is putting in goals of 15, 14, 20 in a season. They won't do that. So
mm,
again, I still do think that Trossard is a massive upgrade on Eddie Nketiah. Should we just throw Eddie Nketiah to the wolves like that? The answer is no. We should keep him because, of course, you can see what he has done. But I really do think that Trossard is a massive upgrade to Eddie Nketiah. I was actually praying for anything apart from Eddie Nketiah coming into the season, But again, Trossard, mind you, don't take away these things. He scored against the traditional Big Five in the Premiership last season. He did it this season again, with the teams he's played. He scored a hat trick against Liverpool. This guy can score. And again, he played in a team that has within their gameplay lots of limits.
mm,
Brighton is a very, very good club, but again, they don't have the kind of like machinery that Arsenal have in the middle of the park. Lots of like Gabriel Jesus, he lost lots of chances. He lose lots of chances in the 18-yard box before he got his injury. He lost so many chances to score lots of goals. What if Trossard come and get from our midfield and scores those goals? What will you say? So now at Arsenal, he has a different apparatus in place to give him lots of passes fed to him to score lots of goals. Ola. So That's why I do think we might have a good striker in our hands down here, even bigger than Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah, I mean, again, everything that you mentioned about Trossard, he did for other team. He did for another team. I can't judge him on that. I can take examples, but I can't judge him on because he's playing with a whole different team, with a whole different setup, a whole different set of instructions, a whole different set of ideas from another manager.
Yeah.
So I can't judge him on that. I have to judge him on what he does when he puts on an Arsenal shirt. And until he does that, it's very, very difficult for me to give you a true opinion on what I think Trossard is going to be able to do and accomplish for this club.
Yeah.
But based on what we've seen him do for other teams, in the Premier League, we know the capabilities are there. Can he apply it in the Arsenal team? Is yet to be seen. Can Eddie apply in the Arsenal team? I believe we've seen that already since Christmas. So again, my rebuttal is I've not seen Trossard play in the Arsenal shirt. And when that happens,
that's a politician's answer.
When that happens,
Allah, you're the boss. You're the top G, actually.
We'll come back to this conversation.
You're the top G. You're the top G, bro. See, yeah, Ola, you know what? Yeah, it's time to end the show. See, yeah, Ola, I can go on and on with you, man. It's always a pleasure having you. Me and you have gone 1 hour 30 minutes. Can you believe that? And it just looks like we've not even started the whole thing.
We just scratched the surface.
I would just scratch the surface, bro. Content. Whenever I deal with you, there's this confidence I have. I know that there's always content. There's always something to say with you. So that's the feeling you give to me, and that's why I'll be forced to name the catalog I have with you and turn it into a show. So whenever we can be able to do it, we do it. But I would turn the catalog into a series of shows. So it will be called a name that me and you would actually agree on, maybe off-site.
We'll work on that.
We'll work on that. So I would likely call it give it a name as a show and get it, straight into catalogs and get into how many shows we've done. I think this should be your maybe 4th time here now, I think. Is it 4th or 3rd?
Yeah,
I think it's the 4th time.
Yeah, 4th time, yeah.
I think it should maybe be the 4th. So, it's going strong and every time you come here, even it's good energy, bro. It's good energy, bro.
I love talking football with you, man. You know what I mean? And your audience as well. Really, really,
the audience
good people,
too.
Yeah,
people. Exactly. And they love you to hear too.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, Christmas, big ups to you. Oregon Gunner, man, I love you, man. Big ups to you. The Assemble, thank you for coming in. Anthony Herbert, my friend. See, guys, tomorrow, it's going to be a killer squad tomorrow. I have on Monday of the Man United agenda. It's coming here tomorrow. So Arsenal have to win that game. If we don't win that game, I will be butchered and tenderized tomorrow. Just like what Oregon Gunner and Christmas said here, in the chat. I might be butchered tomorrow or I might be tenderized. Any of it. So, of course, on Monday, Juma will be coming here tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. after the Arsenal game. It's going to be here. Chris, my guy Wilson will be here too. Wilson Uhuene, a new podcaster I have down here working with me now. He will be here tomorrow. Also, I'm thinking of maybe bringing in one other surprise guest who will be here tomorrow. And Anthony Herbert, a member of my channel, would also be here tomorrow. So catch me, Anthony Herbert, Wilson Uhuene, and of course on Monday, Juma off the Man United agenda. Just go to his channel, subscribe to that guy before he comes down here, So let's see what is going to happen tomorrow. So Ola, I'll give you the, because since I want you to own the show too, I want you to just give us your closing statement and just close the show for us. I'll give you that honor.
Right, people. This is as big a game between Manchester United and Arsenal over the years. This game is massive. It has massive implications on it, and we want to win, especially based on what happened in the last game at their ground,
Yeah.
and what subsequently came out when we was talking about it during Christmas. I mean, during the World Cup, that the goal that we scored to open up the scoring, it was fraudulent by the VAR people, very
Yeah.
fraudulent. But
Very fraudulent.
look, we have a chance to set things straight. We have a
Yeah.
chance to go more clear of Man City, or at least maintain the points that we have clear in front of them. And I really want to see us go out there and put our best performance forward for this game, and put on a show for the fans, put on a show that the fans can be proud of. And if they can do that, I have no doubt that we're gonna come away with the right results. And
Yeah.
if we don't, but we put in 110%, hold your head high. You know what I mean? Don't lose it. Don't get mad. We regroup and we get back on the horse as a fan base, as a people, as a community. We get back on the horse
Yeah.
together and we go
Yeah.
again. So
Yeah.
that's all I got to say. And thank you to everybody that's been showing support. Salute to all of you. You lot are the best.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone who came to the show. Thank you, Oregon Gunner. I'm honored to have you here on this show. Yeah, because I always love your input when I do see most of the shows I see you in. Big ups to you. I love you, my bro. The Assemble, thank you for coming to the show. Miss Melina, thank you for coming to the show. All you people, Chris Moss, big ups to you, man. Love you, my brother. Also, Anthony Herbert, who is also on the show too. Jordan Heyman. See all you guys. Jed, who was also on the show too. Big ups to you, and God bless you and your families. And come on, you Gunners, let's make it tomorrow. Come on, you Gunners.